Okay, I think, first of all, stick your hands out like this in front of you. Go on, all of you. Wiggle your hands. We need a bit of exercise. Now, move your hand across your shoulder. Do the same thing. Well done. Pats on the back. You deserve it all. Well done for both continuing through this day and for what you're going to do on into the future. It's been a banquet of a day, and it needs a lot of digesting. But I hope that feeding ourselves on what we've heard and seen and experienced today will give us the kind of energy and strength that we really need to take this set of agendas forward. So a real pat on the back for what you've done and what you're going to do. I'm not going to try and summarize today, but I think one message out of the very many that have come to me and to us today is about attitudes to young people. I think we heard over and again how so often in our society, young people are seen as an object to sell to, the trainer story, or as a group to be demonized. That word was used on a number of occasions. And Camilla Batman-Kalik spoke about the structural uncare towards our young people. And we've heard also about the examples, the contextual examples of just as bad behavior in sectors of our society as we saw in the riots last August. It's not just our young people. There is a whole range of bad behaviors by quite other sectors. I could go on and pick out other issues, the fear factor, the media that we've heard on, the emphasis on what works rather than what doesn't work, not writing people off, whole series of messages that we've been given and we can take away with us today. And I thought the intermediate theatre captured some of those things extraordinarily well and energetically for us. Perhaps the phrase that I heard today, which I shall take away, and I hope the young people will, was be a voice, not an echo. I love that. I thought that was really good. Be a voice, not an echo. And I think if our young people can hear that and be the voice of themselves, and that we can assist them in being their voice, not the echo of commerce, not the echo of politicians, or indeed not the echo of the faith communities, but themselves, then we shall have a young generation that we can all be proud of. A last word of real appreciation to people who've made this possible. First of all, to the Fair Shares Foundation and to Maurice Ostro. This would not have been possible, as previous events, without the Fair Shares Foundation and without Maurice Ostro's input, both personally and intellectually, as well as financially. And also from my part, and I know Alex is going to add to the thanks, but a real thanks to the technicians here at the venue, the whole range of people, the catering staff, the video and photography people. We hope to have lots of visual material up on the Faith Forum for London website in the near future. And do remember, the Faith Forum for London is made up of those 9 faiths that were mentioned by, I think were mentioned just a few moments ago, all 9. And all have played their part in the healing of the disturbances of last year. And I think perhaps if I have a criticism of today, we haven't quite heard enough from some of the other non-Christian communities here. We've heard a great deal about what the churches have been doing, and that's good and fine. But I'm personally aware of a huge amount that other faith communities have done. And if I had to take one, it wouldn't actually be from London, but the iconic picture of Tariq Jehan from Birmingham in front of this mob after his sons had been killed. What more of an example could one have as to how to address these terrible issues than that? So I want to pay tribute myself to the other faith communities who perhaps we haven't heard from quite so much as we might wish to today. Alex.
I've only got thank yous to add to that. He's got the CBE, that's why he does such a good job. And he's got it recently, so there we go. I've got a few thank yous. Thank you. Apparently we've got little goodies for them. I don't know if you want to hand them out now, but apparently at the end. But I just want to thank the day volunteers, because this wouldn't have happened without them. So I want to thank Aman, Annette, sorry if I'm reading, this is very rude, I should remember them all, Judy, Raphael, Victoria, Preet, and the Ostro team, Team Ostro. And they'll be given a little thank you present from all of us. I also want to thank the dedicated staff and volunteers, both of the Fair Share Foundation and the Faith Forum for London, Ahmad Ali, Juliette Bianco, Nora Nagradi, and they'll also get a small little something from Phil later. And also, can I thank a big round of applause for Shana DeVoe, who came in because we recruited her in Geneva. It's a long story. She can explain it later. But she's been Phil Rosenberg's partner in this for the last, I don't know, 3 months or so. So can you put your hands together for all those great people? I also want to thank Chelsea Football Club, not because I'm looking for a new job, but because they gave us a bit of a discount, and I'm going to have to thank them again later on tonight, which is another thing with my FA hat on. And finally, we want to call up Phil Rosenberg, who's not on my list of thank yous, because he wrote, nothing happens without Phil. So if Phil doesn't say thank you, so he doesn't get it. But I want you to put your hands together, because he's going to make a small presentation to Robert Pickett in a minute. But I want you to put your hands together, because this guy is amazing. He's put together this conference and the vision, and also things that are coming out of it. So can you put your hands together for Phil Rosenberg? I was at an evening event the other night, and there were 5 people in the room, and said, "You're a very lucky person to work with Phil Rosenberg. I've had 3 meetings this week." This is a true story, Phil, about various things with interfaith issues and community issues, and we all started with that, saying how nice it is to work along somebody like Phil Rosenberg. So that's a true compliment, and I think that's why so many people are here today, because they genuinely like working with you, like volunteering for you, and like being part of what you're doing. So thank you for being our director, and thank you for being this conference coordinator. You're amazing. But you've got a presentation to make now. So thank you, Phil.
Well, thank you. I'm very humbled. But I wanted to thank Robert Pickett, who came in fairly last minute, actually, to anchor the day and provide a strong backbone to the day's events. And I know you like red, so this is a bottle of red wine for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for all you've done.
Thank you very much. And as they say in British Airways, we ended only 13 minutes late.
Have a safe trip home, everybody. Thank you.